For latest astrology videos, subscribe AstroEdify channel and press this bell icon to get notified when a new video goes live.
Hello everybody, welcome to AstroEdify. Today we are going to talk about the results of Sun in 7th house, and we are going to discuss two cases. First, if Sun is well placed, is strong in the chart and it is in the 7th house, then what kind of results it can give. And the second case, if Sun is weak, afflicted and making doshas or bad yogas in the chart and it is in 7th house, then what kind of results we can see. So let's start this video. If you want to book a consultation for yourself, you can go on this website. The link is given in the description. So we are going to talk about Sun in 7th house today. Now, first of all, see, 7th house is not a strong house for Sun naturally, because 7th house shows sunset. It is the time when the sun sets in the evening. So it's a natural position where Sun is losing its power. So, and one more thing, 7th house is the natural Digbal place, means directional strength place for Saturn, which is the enemy of Sun. So the thing here is that in 7th house, Sun is in a uncomfortable situation naturally. Now, in this case, the placement of Sun must be assessed properly so that we can come to a conclusion that how Sun is behaving. Either it is good or bad, or it is giving mixed results, some good, some bad. So that depends on the chart placement. I'm going to discuss both the cases, what kind of results we can see in general if Sun is well placed or badly placed. But natural position of Sun, as I mentioned, it loses the strength and hence it becomes a sensitive situation for Sun in the 7th house. So it must be judged properly how Sun is placed in 7th. It does not necessarily mean that if Sun is in its own sign or exaltation sign, then Sun does not have capacity to bring bad results. It's not the case. The situations are dynamic in the chart. So the thing here is that it must be assessed in totality, in alignment with all other planets, how they are in the chart, and then we can have to come to certain conclusions. But for now, I'm going to start with Sun. First condition of Sun, if it is well placed and strong. By that I mean that if Sun is in friendly signs or in own sign, exaltation sign, or it's not making bad yugas, it's not afflicted by malefic planets like 6th, 8th or 12th lords or Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, and Sun, the sign in which Sun is sitting, the lord of that sign is well placed in the chart, the Lagna lord is strong in the chart, it's well placed in the chart, and in Navamsha Sun is also well placed there. It shows that Sun is having strength, and if it is making good yogas, it means it will be auspicious and benefic also to give results in life. So if Sun is well placed in the chart, then in 7th house, Sun can bring a lot of good results. It does not mean that Sun in 7th house functions badly all the time. No, all the things which I'm going to talk about now, they are extremely beneficial, auspicious, suitable, favorable results of Sun in 7th. And I'll give you one example also where you can see this functioning in the real life. But the thing here is that Sun in 7th house, if it is well placed and strong, then it gives a lot of qualities. Like it can make person social. You have to see other planets also. I'm just talking about general results of Sun. So it can make person social, creative. It can impart good communicative skills and persuasion skills. You have to see Mercury as well, because Mercury is your speech and communication. If Mercury is well placed, then it can give these kind of skill sets where person is able to portray themselves or showcase themselves in a good style and impressive way, where people are attracted to you, where people are impressed by you, that kind of thing. And in the 7th house, it generates diplomatic skill sets, where because 7th house is people, masses. So Sun in 7th house here, if it is strong, it generates a leadership skill in such a way that you what you can say, you deal with people in a diplomatic style. You do not what you can say, you are not so blunt and harsh and straightforward where you hurt people. That kind of thing is not seen if Sun is well placed in the chart in 7th. So it gives that management, leadership, persuasion, diplomatic skill sets to the person. Then it also provides a business-minded approach. Business-minded approach does not mean that a person is going to do business. It means that you understand the world. You understand the reality. You understand how the things function in the real world. It's not just only things which are mentioned in textbooks. So the things in real world are dynamic. The person is able to understand that fact. So here it imparts that good business acumen, good dealing with people. It makes person more realistic, more observant, more practical, and persistent, because sun is willpower, dedication. And one more thing, seventh house is the house of material world. So sun is your desires. So sun provides those material desires. It gives you internal material desires to become successful, have power, authority, wealth, luxuries, pleasures, name, reputation, success in life. So that, and the main thing here is that in seventh house, if sun is strong, it does not merely generate these materialistic desires, it also gives those skill sets, those that willpower, that action orientedness, that commitment, and that seriousness in order to fulfill those desires. Not merely thinking about such things is not gonna make them a reality. That person is able to understand if sun is well placed in seventh. So it's a very good situation if sun is this strong. And and the other combinations, you need to see other yogas. But if other yogas are good and sun is well placed in seventh, it brings not only those materialistic desires but also gives fulfillment of those desires as well, whatever they may be. But it gives those the fulfillment of those materialistic desires as well. So it is a very good situation for generating material progress and success in life. It can impart wealth, power, authority, name, status, reputation, respect, all those things which people term as success in a life. So that can be seen from seventh sun if it is strong and well placed in the chart. Then another thing here is that seventh house is masses. So here sun seeks out the social validation and approval of people, but not to such a extent where it loses its individuality. It does not mean that the person is undergoing an identity crisis. No, it means that you know who you are, but you also know the importance that in order to be more self-confident, in order to have a check on your actions that what you are doing is right or wrong, you take feedback of people. And that is termed as validation of people or approval of people. Technically it is validation, but in a good sense, not in a negative sense. It does not mean that you are asking their opinions to make yourself happy. Not like that. It means that you are asking for self improvement, that kind of thing. But that is seen only in good case, good sun placement, not in bad case. So that's another thing. Then seventh house is marriage and relationships. So it depending on the chart combinations, you need to see other yogas. But if other yogas are good, like ninth house or 11th house, second house, Venus and all those planets are well placed and they are associated with seventh along with sun, it can show rise after marriage or rise after a genuine long-term partnership. That can be seen, not business partnership, a genuine two people love relationship. So rise after marriage can be seen, but you need to check other yogas. Then it can also show that the partner, the wife or the spouse, wife or husband or spouse mainly, can be good, strong and independent and ambitious themselves. Then it's a good situation for several areas to work in. So it is good for business, entrepreneurship, self-employment, management, administration, public service, politics, law, and a field of arts and creativity. It's a very good situation for working in these sectors. And one good example which I remember right now of sun in seventh, where sun is functioning excellently, that is Barack Obama. So Mr. Obama has seventh house sun. He has Capricorn ascendant, and in seventh house, the seventh lord of where sun is placed, moon is exalted in fifth house. It is very good situation. So you can see the results of good sun in his character, in his behavior, in his character, in his working style, and how his tenure as president was. So the thing here is that sun gave those material progress and success in his life. So it's a good situation or example, very good example for explaining the situation of good sun in seventh. Now we'll talk about the second situation, second case, that if sun is in seventh house, but if sun is afflicted, it's not well placed, it's making bad yogas, doshas in the chart, and the Lagna Lord is also not good, not well placed, then sun will lose all the power. So let's suppose sun is in seventh house, debilitated, no Neej Bhanga is happening, and it's sitting in enemy signs, it's afflicted by Sun, Mars, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, or it's afflicted by 6th, 8th, 12th lords, or it is in Mrityu Bhag, or in Navamsha it is badly placed, or the zodiac sign in which it is sitting, the lord of that sign is not well placed in the chart, and the Lagna lord is weak, then it means that Sun will not have power. So if Sun is not well placed in 7th, then it will have tremendous capacity to generate many negative results, which I'm going to list now. But before moving on, I just want to share one note of information, that treat it as a source of information, nothing more than that. All the results which I'm going to tell you, they are the general results of Sun in 7th. You can see all of the results in some person's life, or you can see some mixed results, some good, some bad, or you can see some or the other areas, or some or the other results which I'm going to talk about now, one or two. But that depends on the placement of other planets in the chart. So study the chart in totality and then come to certain conclusions. So it can be, maybe it can also function like it is good for some areas, like it's good for career but bad for relationships, that kind of thing can be seen. So that depends how the chart is. All the things which are possible, all permutations, combinations, that I'm going to mention now. So Sun in 7th house, if it is weak and bad and afflicted and making bad yogas, and Lagna lord is not good, then Sun can generate a lot of negative results, like it can give poor health to person. Either the person will have no energy, or no stamina, no willpower, no dedication, no seriousness, self-esteem issues are there, low self-confidence is there, ambitions are there, but you do not want to work for them, or you leave things in between, irresponsibility is seen, self-doubt is so much high that you never initiate, or even if you initiate certain tasks, you leave them in between, that kind of thing. Confusion, dilemma, poor decision making can be seen. So these are some common results of Sun in 7th. If it is weak, then it can show person who does not have risk-taking capacity. Cowardice is high, means it can make person spineless also, depending on the placements. Then one more thing, it can also show, like as I mentioned, low self-esteem, low self-confidence, but it can also bring high egomania or self-obsession. But you need to see the placement. For that, Sun must be in strong signs. One example of this is Adolf Hitler. Adolf Hitler had 7th house, Sun, Venus, Mars, Mercury in 7th house in Aries, Libra ascendant. But his Lagna lord is very badly placed. Venus is afflicted, severely afflicted. So even if Sun is exalted, despite that, Sun is not going to give good results. He had very poor health. He had extreme high egomania, self-obsession and superiority complex and whatnot, and anger issues, a lot of negative characteristics. And he gained power. Those things are different. But the thing here is that despite having exalted Sun, it's functioning in a negative way in Hitler's chart. So that is how you have to see. Then thing here is that it can also create misdirection, means Sun is decision making, Sun, Moon and Mercury and Lagna lord. These 4 planets control the decision making. So if Sun is not well placed or Lagna lord is not strong, then it can show poor decision making, or maybe or misdirection, means the things which are good for you, you never think about them, pursue them, and the things which are not gonna generate any result whatsoever, no progress whatsoever, person wastes their time in those areas a lot. Then the thing here is that it can also show desperate need for social validation with identity crisis. In first case, as I mentioned, there won't be any identity crisis, but in this case it can be. So the more the ascendant lord and moon are weak, the more this situation will be severe. So desperate need for social validation and approval, but the person does not get that. You are craving that approval, recognition and appreciation, but you are not going to get that easily. And identity crisis prevails a lot, even though the person is not able to means they hide it or they don't portray it, but they can be suffering these kind of things inside. Then it can show people who can't handle criticism, or who are immature, impulsive, anger issues, mood swings can be seen, if particularly if Mars impact is there. Then maybe it can also show people who try to gain attention by doing drama and by throwing tantrums and by what you can say, threatening people, that kind of thing, that can also be seen, a toxic behavior. And but despite that, if Sun is strong, it will give respect among the people for the person. But if it is bad, it can give you power and authority. People will fear you, but they will never respect you. No matter what, it is sure shot, people won't respect you. They might be fearing you without, because you have power and authority. That's the only thing. But you won't earn any genuine respect from people ever if sun is bad in 7th. Then, same example like Hitler. Hitler is hated throughout the world, and he had power and authority. Even at that time, people used to fear him. Nobody respected that guy, because your actions must, what you can say, align in order to earn the respect among people. And if that is not happening, that these things are not gonna occur. Then the thing here is that it can generate hatred, jealousy, crab mentality, cunningness, immorality. The more Rahu and Saturn influence will be high, the more this thing can be seen. It can also show blinded materialism and hedonistic behavior, wealth, luxury, pleasures, and lavish lifestyle. That's only what matters to person. Fake, shallow personality, show off, people who are hypocrite and two-faced. Those things can be generated by sun in 7th, because sun is literally your ego. So sun in 7th house can generate two-faced people, hypocrites, particularly if 9th house and Lagna Lord are bad. More thing, this thing can be seen. Then 7th house is marriage and relationships. So it can create all kind of problems in marriage, depending upon how the chart is. So it's negative for marriage and relationships. It can create legal troubles, business failures. People who went into business but sun is bad, it will hamper the business. It's not going to give you success. It's going to give you failures. Career instability, or it can also show like it gives you initial success, initial rise, and then at a certain point it gives sudden and permanent downfall with bad name and loss of reputation. That can also be seen. 7th house is a Marak house. Depending upon the chart, it can impart all kind of problems in life. And how sun is placed in 7th house, it can create severe health issues, or any chronic problems, or any accident, injuries, surgeries, or it can also show death inflicting periods if sun is making such combinations. So all the things which I mentioned of negative sun, treat it as a source of information. Again, I am reminding here, because people tend to jump to conclusions just by mere one placement. They don't see the chart in entirety. So what I have said here, treat it as a source of information, nothing more than that. Apart from that, all the things which I mentioned, I have explained to you. All results which can be possible for a particular placement of sun. Generally, I don't know what kind of sign it is sitting in. So generally what kind of result it can bring, I have told. So that's all for now for sun in 7th. We'll talk about the sun in 8th in next video. If you are new to my channel, subscribe below. For more, check on my website and Facebook page and Instagram. Their links are shown in description. Otherwise, we will meet in the next video. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.